Can you pretend to be my boyfriend for a day? She blurted out. The man glanced up from the engine. You're serious? As a heart attack, she said. It's my cousin's wedding. My ex is the best man. I need a +1. He smiled slowly. I charge double for weddings. She rolled her eyes. You can have cake in an open bar. That's payment. By the end of the night, she couldn't believe how easily he fit in, dancing, joking, making everyone laugh. When the bride tossed the bouquet, he caught it for her. Later, as they left, she asked, You're too smooth to be a mechanic. He chuckled, opening the car door for her. That's because I'm not. She frowned. I own the garage, he said softly. And about a dozen more across the country. Her jaw dropped. He winked. You said you wanted a boyfriend for a day. But I think I might want to keep the job a little longer. Lucy never thought she'd feel nervous about a date. Not after everything that had happened. The fake boyfriend plan, the wedding, and the shocking discovery that her mechanic was actually Eli Kane, CEO of an automotive company. But this was different. This wasn't pretending anymore. This was real. She stood in front of her mirror for what felt like the 5th time that evening, adjusting her simple navy dress. Her stomach fluttered with the kind of nerves she hadn't felt in years. The knock came right on time. Eli stood there, holding a bouquet of tulips, not roses, tulips. Soft colors, sweet and understated. Hey, he said, smiling in that effortless, heart-melting way. You look, wow, she blushed, taking the flowers. You don't look so bad yourself, Mr. CEO. Still with the titles. Maybe. Keeps you humble. He chuckled. Something tells me you'll have no trouble doing that. They drove to a quiet little restaurant by the river. Not fancy, just warm and full of light. I used to come here when I worked in my parents' garage, he said, pulling out her chair. The owner fed me for free when I couldn't pay. You're not what I expected, Lucy said. What did you expect? Arrogant, polished, the type who checks email during dinner. I save the arrogance for board meetings, he teased. And the charm for fake girlfriends. You weren't fake, Lucy. Not even for a minute. Her heart skipped. She looked down, pretending to study the menu. You always say things like that. Only when they're true. Dinner passed in laughter and stories. About their first jobs, embarrassing mistakes, and dreams they hadn't said aloud in years. Eli talked about building his company from nothing, how he'd fixed cars because he loved solving problems. You built all that from a garage? She asked. One bolt at a time. And you still fix cars yourself? Whenever I can. It reminds me who I am. After dinner, they walked by the river, the city lights shimmering on the water. Can I tell you something? He asked. Sure. When you asked me to pretend to be your boyfriend, I didn't expect to care about it. I thought it would be funny, maybe a good story to tell later. And now, she asked softly, now I can't stop thinking about you. Her breath caught. I know it's soon, he said. But it didn't feel fake to me. Not once. She met his gaze. I don't want it to be fake either. He reached for her hand, fingers brushing hers like a question. She didn't pull away. Under the glow of the street lamps, he kissed her, gentle, slow, and real. When they pulled apart, Lucy laughed softly. So much for pretending. Told you I was done with that. The next morning, Lucy woke smiling, until she saw her phone. Eli Kane spotted with mystery woman at Riverside Bistro, CEO's secret romance. Her heart dropped. By noon, her coworkers were buzzing. Lucy, is this you? One asked, showing her the photo, her and Eli, laughing, holding hands. Her phone rang. You saw it? She asked. I did, he said. Are you okay? I'm not sure. I can fix this, he promised. It'll blow over. I'll make a statement. Eli, I can't be a headline in your world. I'm just Lucy, he said gently, you're not just anything. But she heard the chaos behind him, phones ringing, voices shouting. His world, not hers. I think we need some time, she whispered. He hesitated. If that's what you want. It's what I need. When she hung up, her chest ached. A week later, the story disappeared, but the silence between them didn't. She threw herself into work, anything to avoid thinking about him. Then came the knock. He stood there, holding a small cardboard box and that familiar, nervous smile. I brought your car. Finally got that radiator replaced. You came all this way for that. Not exactly. He opened the box. Inside was a small metal piece, polished, engraved. Every good thing starts with a breakdown. You made this? She asked. Yeah, I wanted to remind you that not everything broken stays that way. Her throat tightened. Eli, I don't care what people say, he said. I don't care about cameras or headlines. You're the best thing that's happened to me. And I'm not pretending that away. She laughed through her tears. You always know what to say. Only when it matters. She stepped closer. You really drove all this way for me. I'd drive farther. You're ridiculous. Maybe. But I'm yours. Ridiculous and all. When she kissed him, it wasn't cautious this time. It was certain. Full of all the words they hadn't said. When they pulled apart, he whispered, no more pretending. She smiled. No more pretending. 6 months later, her car broke down again, a flat tire on the same highway where they'd first met. She texted him. Guess where I am? If you say Highway 18, I'm sending a tow truck and flowers. Guilty. 15 minutes later, the familiar black pickup pulled up. You really like meeting me in emergencies, don't you? He said. It's our thing. She laughed. He kissed her forehead. Then I hope things keep breaking down. Only if you'll keep fixing them. Sometimes love doesn't start with perfection. It starts with chaos, bad timing, and a single desperate question. Can you pretend to be my boyfriend for a day? And sometimes, the right man answers, sure, but I'll make it real before the day's over.